Really janky, cobbled up mess. Lucky pry bar. Paris Hilton tune-up. Dingle ball.
Oh, days.
Mama's old golf cart. That's not a good sign. Oh my gosh. Woo! Hands in the middle. Poor man's supercharger. What are you doing? Never look at your cam bearings.
Darn. Nope.
Little sweatshop.
What spec you specking? Okay.
I don't pick my nose.
Garen.
I've been known to run a wheel off. This stuff scares me to death.
Neighbors. You brush your teeth?
Yeah.
Bad daddy, Brady. Pretty kitty.
What the
Hopefully
heck?
help.
Check for your crack.
Fake news.
Run them down with an impact.
I check my rear end all the time. Refugee arms.
My homie.
Got some color to it.
Frame Kinkle Dinkle.
You are ratchet.
What are you doing in here?
What did I drop? Oh, like a rocket surgeon.
I have no clue. I just go with it.
We're good to go, son.
Are you kidding me?
Horse donkeys or goat stomps? Hotter than Brittany Daniel. That's unfortunate.
How dare you underestimate?
I feel it inside me.
Poverty earplugs? Spot on. Spoiler alert. She took a knee. Let's see if this thing will start. We still got about, what is that, 35 pounds of oil pressure, something like that? It sounds like it's running on all 8, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I just think it's blown a head gasket though. The way this thing wouldn't do a burnout like that. It should have done a burnout on motor.
Are you gonna put a hog leg cam in it?
That's the plan.
Woo!
Will it do a burnout here? Let's see. It's still struggling though, wasn't it? It was like, it kind of bogged.
Well, it still did though.
Yeah, it did. There's gotta be something wrong with this thing. Let's tear into it.
Sounds like a diesel.
You don't sound like a diesel.
Yeah, it does when it's idling.
Why wouldn't it do a burnout like that after the nitrous kicked off?
Maybe because there was so much rubber. Ooh,
You think it's because it got so hot?
Yeah.
I think we got to get down to those head gaskets though and make sure we didn't blow a head gasket. Ralphie has been on me ever since Bristol, Cleetus and Cars to tear back into this thing and get it running right. If you go back and watch the footage right before we hit the wall hard the second time, this thing kind of nosed over. If you hear the engine kind of nosed over. And my knee hit the nitrous switch and that turned the nitrous off. But that doesn't explain why it was kind of falling on its face when I was trying to do the burnout with the nitrous off. So we're going to tear into this thing and pull the heads off of it. Try to see if we've blown some head gaskets. It's probably got some old junk head gaskets anyway, you know. Yeah. The plan is to tear this top end of this engine down. We're probably going to do a cam swap, upgrade the valve springs. I'd like to put headers on it, some new valve covers, and just get inside this engine and try to see what we hurt or if we hurt anything in this engine and try to get this thing ready for Cleetus and Cars at the Freedom Factory. We're super excited to go down there. So let's tear into this thing and see what we can find. If you're not familiar with this car, it's an 81 Malibu. Somebody took the factory 267 out of it and dropped in a 4-bolt main 350 hog leg. We figured out right before we went to Bristol last time. We put this engine together in 3 days to get there. We gave it our best effort, you know, but, you know, we hit the wall. It was a very small burnout box. Hopefully the one in Florida is bigger than that. So we're wanting to upgrade this thing a little bit before we go to Florida with it. So let's get on it. This video is sponsored by the Upside app. If you're not familiar with what the Upside app is, you can use it to save money on gas, on eating out, on groceries. We've been using it a bunch on gas, saving money. You can see right here how much money we've been saving on gas. To get started, download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play. And if you use code SLEEPERDUDE, you're gonna get $5 or more off your first purchase of $10 or more. Once you've downloaded it, all you have to do is get on the app and it'll show you a map of gas stations, grocery stores, restaurants around you that are offering these great deals. You click on the one you want to use, you check in with the business, you just pay with your normal debit or credit card as usual. In a few days, you get cash back from that, which you can cash out with gift cards. You can also get it PayPal or deposit in your bank account. And compared to credit card rewards points, you earn up to 3 times more using Upside. It's super simple. I know it sounds too good to be true, but it's not. We've been using it, saving money on fuel. We buy all kinds of fuel around here, and we're able to take that money and, you know, put it back to buy another car to save. You know, we gotta save them station wagons. Upside users are earning more than $1 million a week. That's probably why they have a 4.8 star rating on the App Store. So go download the free Upside app. Use code SleeperDude to get $5 or more off your first purchase of $10 or more. And big thank you to Upside for helping our channel out and sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it. Man, I hope this engine isn't hurt too bad. I don't want to go super deep with it. Hopefully we don't have to do a whole engine rebuild, is what we're hoping, you know? Right, Ralpho?
Yeah.
Or you want to rebuild the whole thing?
Depends.
We've also got to figure out why it threw the belt off and get that sorted out. I think we're going to have to probably put a whole new accessory drive on the front of this thing that actually lines up. A lot of this stuff is off of different vehicles from whoever had it before, and they kind of mix and match the big setup. So we're gonna have to do that as well. We haven't ordered any parts for it. We're just tearing into it to see what we need to order. So in the last video, we put a single plane Holley intake on it, which will work out great if we put a bigger cam in this thing, right, Ralphie? We also put this quick fuel 680 CFM carburetor. It's a dual line electric choke. And we put a 125 horsepower NOS nitrous kit on here. So that definitely helped us out in the power, but we also need to upgrade some other things, like having this kind of top end without a cam or headers and stuff. It really would help if we put the other stuff on it as well. I'm questioning your footwear and sock choices tonight, son. What's going on here? This thing doesn't have a drain plug that we can get to. And it don't have a lot of coolant left in it for sure. It blew one of these radiator hoses. We got to find out which one and replace it, because it was blowing coolant out everywhere at the end of the burnout. We also got an upgraded radiator for this thing. We got I think it's a 4-core aluminum radiator, because with a burnout car like this, you need every bit of coolant you can get. Because if you watch the Bristol video where we were in the burnout competition there, this thing got up to 265 degrees during the burnout and threw the belt off, and it only had 8 pounds of oil pressure when I drove out of Bristol. But now we got some oil pressure back. Maybe we can change the oil, put some thick oil in it, get a few more burnouts out of this thing. This radiator here is not for a Malibu. It's basically wedged metal on metal in there, and it's very thin core. When we get the shroud off, I'll show you. We got the correct style radiator supposedly for it. Hey, look how thin that thing is. That wasn't helping anything, was it?
No.
Having such a thin radiator. Well, it's pretty much wedged in there solid. I don't know if this is out of a truck. Maybe somebody that knows everything about radiators could tell me. I don't see any blowed out places on the radiator, but it was just pouring coolant out when we got out of the burnout pit with it. I think we found our leak. This was the upper hose where it goes onto the thermostat. I think it just was pouring out of there. Now we did take some washers out from behind here when we were at Cleetus and Cars, but if you look, this still doesn't line up exactly with the harmonic balancer. It's still out too far. So I don't know if we need a water pump or pulleys or what, but this alternator bracket setup is really janky. We really need a new alternator bracket and probably some sort of water pump and pulley situation. Don't you think, Ralpho?
Yeah.
We've already got the thread stripped out in the alternator, and we got a bunch of, we got 2 different nuts back here spacing it out to meet up with this pulley setup, which is better than it was, but it's still not good. This is a fan setup from a car probably 20 years older than this car. It's like a 60s era fan. Same thing here, we got a stripped out threads in the water pump with a nut on the back side. It's just kind of cobbled up mess, honestly. Listen to this, Ralphie. It needs a water pump. That should not sound like that. See, I'm trying to get this power steering pump out of the way to get the water pump. Look, everything on this car has like a couple washers behind it. Try to space it. So this bracket all looks bent. I don't know what we're going to have to do, but we got to do something because we can't be throwing belts. You got my Fairmont?
I just found it in the chair. Isn't that the one that the guy sent?
Yeah, it's awesome. It was in the fan mail. Looks just like my red one. I don't know what's up with our power steering pump stuff. Look, they got a bunch of spacers behind there. This is just all messed up. We're definitely going to have to get some sort of new pump bracket. And even when I had everything loose, it still wouldn't slide over enough to get the belt off. I had to just unbolt everything. Man, that bearing's in rough shape. Well, we don't got our lucky pry bar. We got the XL model here. Pop this thing off the balancer. Oh, we were finally able to get that thing off there. I don't see anything wrong with it. I guess our balancer looks okay. A lot of times this outside part will slide on older ones and you won't get accurate timing. And it's got kind of a decent sized ridge too where the seal rides on it. That bolt's bent. You see it wobbling?
Yeah.
We're gonna get our fancy throttle connection devices off of here. I forgot how many we put back here on the kick down and throttle. There's like a million of them right back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we got 3 more here. That's 8, 9. Got 9 zip ties on this throttle. That one wasn't even tight right there. I love my double pumper Holley carbs. This is what I ran on my Maverick like 15 years ago. If you go back and watch my old videos, I really got into learning how to tune these things with a blow-through setup. I think we got all our wires unhooked here for our nitrous stuff. So this is extra 125 donkeys.
Whoop.
That's like,
Whoop, whoop.
I mean, the Falcon only has 38 donkeys.
Whoop, whoop.
Man, these are big, but they work good. They're just big and bulky. We're gonna have to start all over with our timing and junk, Ralphie.
Why?
Because, basically because I didn't mark anything before we started. We're gonna have to put it top dead center when we put the cam in and stuff anyway. Now we're gonna pull this Holley intake off here. Yeah, we gotta get some better looking valve covers, huh?
Oh yeah. Pearlies.
I don't see anything broken there yet. Well, that's good too. Ralphie, I can't wait to hear this thing with some sort of hog leg cam in it.
Where it goes. Oh, whoa.
Chunk.
Ka-chunk. Ka-chunk.
Oh, we just put these gaskets on, now they're ruined. They saw too many tempies. These push rods are got a lot of surface rust and stuff on. If you saw the first video, there's a hose clamp around the cylinder head here, and I have no idea why anybody would do that. Look, Ralphie, you can roll these things around. Look at that surface rust pitted on them.
Yeah.
You can roll them, and it'll kind of show you if one of them's bent at a wobble. Ralphie, we'll be lucky if we can get all these exhaust bolts out without one of them snapping off. Exhaust bolts are bad to get stuck in the cylinder head or
Why?
something.
Because they heat up?
Yeah. These are actually like loose. No wonder we had an exhaust leak, huh?
Yeah. It sounds good though.
Well, it should sound better after this.
Why? Because of the huge cam?
Yeah.
Woo woo.
I
So,
hoping
could you
that.
just leave it unbolted
Like this?
and let it just be super loud?
Yeah, but that's not good for power production. Like, you want some sort of exhaust. So we got all the plugs out of it. They all look pretty sooty. It looked like it had that Paris Hilton tune-up. So I think we're pretty safe there. So I don't see anything wrong with what I'm looking at the plugs. They still have straps on them. Every now and then you spray her too much, you won't have any straps left. And it doesn't look like the heat got very far back on the strap, so I don't see anything here that scares me. All right, Ralphie, let's see what surprises await us under these cylinder heads. One nice thing about these small block Chevys is they got a lot of head bolts, which is good for holding the cylinder pressure in. Come on.
I see it.
It's just hanging on down. Well, I don't see anything that's out of place there, except for a bunch of crusty, rusty junk in the water jackets. Look at all the rust inside the water jackets here. Look, every water jacket's like pretty much packed with rust. Maybe they ran it with straight water. Maybe it sat with straight water in it forever and ever. Oh man, it's got some serious water issues here. So we got dish top 4 valve relief, so about the worst you can get. We got a little bit of a ridge, more of a ridge. Ooh, we got some really serious rust stains in the back cylinder. Ooh, I'll show you here on video and just say, let's look at this head gasket though. Well, I do not see an obvious blown spot in it really. Look, it's delaminating a little bit right there. The head gasket's kind of falling apart. And look where all the water passages were, how much rust. And the head gasket's kind of rotting away, but this is a like a steel shim head gasket, so it's a good gasket. Definitely some corrosion on the gasket, but I don't see any melted spots or anything like that. Just basically the gasket's rusting away. Look down there, you see the rust stain in the bore? Golly, it's serious. That thing needs a dingle ball hone on it, don't it?
Dingleberry.
So I was able to do that side without taking the exhaust manifold all the way off, but it's looking like we're not gonna be able to do this here. I think we're gonna have to take the exhaust manifolds all the way off, which I'd like to put headers on anyway. Maybe we can get some headers coming for it.
My love, she's just a girl. She's high in the one who days on the floor is around.
Oh my gosh. It looks like it's just hitting on this like heat riser diaphragm deal down here. I think I can cut that off and get this manifold down out of our way. Does that give us enough room? Yeah, I think I can get it off now. These back ones over here with the air conditioning box are a pain to get to. Right, that one's stuck. I may need the pry bar or something. Huh? Is it moving? I had to have forgot one, right? No, all the bolts are out. Okay.
They might be coming a little. Yeah, it's moving.
That one was stuck, wasn't it? It's still stuck.
Did you put the pry bar underneath?
Well, but you don't want to hurt
Sure.
the surface, the gasket surface. Oh, cast iron heads are so heavy. Man, I hate how big the chambers are on these. I think when we looked them up, these are like 76cc chambers, which is just killing your compression ratio. Same thing here, water passages really stopped up with gunk. I don't see an obvious blown spot in the head gasket though. Look, this gasket's rusted out too. Look how it's rusting out the head gasket. I don't know that I pulled one apart before that had just like a rusted out head gasket. All the piston tops look good, so.
Wait, bring your flashlight in that second one.
This one?
It's a little.
Yeah, the cylinder wall. It's got quite a bit of a ridge at the top too. So that's only supposed to be a tiny hole there, and you can see, look, you can see through it where the head gasket's rusted out. It's in rough shape, this gasket is. Well, now we're gonna get and look what our timing chain looks like. Pull the cam out of this thing, because we're tired of it sounding like Mama's old golf cart heading down to the grocery store. We want this thing to have a little ka-chunk. Exactly. Let's see how much slop. Well, it's not terrible. It's got a little bit of slop in the timing chain. I've seen worse. The front of the cam got into the timing cover though. Maybe this timing cover was bent in some at some point, but the bolts have definitely chewed into that. So we're gonna get up on top dead center, number 1 here. Probably should have done this before now, but this gives us a chance to push all that rust to the top. Look, Ralph, with the dots, you line the dots up. Watch, see the dots lining up? Right, there's a dot, there's a dot. Right there. Top dead center number 1, you're in time.
Woo!
Well, everything on this engine's stuck, I guess. Let's see how mushroomed our lifters are. That's not a good sign. So what happens is over time, the cam kind of mushrooms out the lifters, and then that makes it really hard to get them up out of the top. Sometimes you gotta drop them out the bottom. If we have to do that, that means we have to pull the whole engine basically, drop the oil pan to get them back. Well, there we go. Flat tappet cams like this, if you pull this cam out, you're supposed to keep up with which lifter went on which cylinder. You're not supposed to mix and match the lifters on the lobes. It's really not a good idea to reuse them unless you just have to, you know. We're on the very last lifter. We've got 15 of them out, and the last one on this front corner is being a pain. We'll keep messing with it here with the vice grips. This looks like a tiny, tiny cam because when I turn it over, the lifter barely bumps up. I don't know if it's got a hurt lobe or what. I'm wondering if I can pull this cam and then get my hand in there and push that lifter out from the bottom. I think we'll try that. Oh, this cam's hurt, yeah. No wonder we were down on power. it's eat up some lobes.
Why do you think it's hurt?
I'll show you when we get it out. It's eat up some lobes.
Well, I know, but why do you think it's hurt? Like you beating on it, or just?
Yeah, there's no telling. We don't know the history of this engine, but I'm sure what I did to it didn't help. That's why you gotta pull the radiator out. We might have enough room to pull the cam. We might have to take the gear off of it to get it out, huh? Let's see if we can get it out now. Come on. Man, look at that. That is like just... Chevrolet was worried about that, huh? They made just enough room. So guys, look. See how these lobes are, Ralphie? See this?
Yeah.
Look at the front lobe.
Oh, Lord.
That's why that lifter wouldn't come out. So probably if I had to guess what happened with this is after our burnout at Bristol, when it had 8 pounds of oil pressure and I was revving it to, you know, whatever, 6,000 RPM or something. This is the last place that gets oil pressure. The oil pressure comes from here. This has probably not got much oil pressure coming to the front of the cam. And we just probably ate that cam up in that burnout. Or coming out of the track, one of the two. All right, let's see if I can get this down this way. I better get a magnet in there, huh?
Yeah.
If we drop this, it's game over for not taking this engine all the way apart. Let's look how much room this lifter is. Come on, you little bugger. Oh my gosh. Look at that. We killed the cam. Wow, it's like a bowl. Like it's hollowed out in the center.
Yeah, you should put it like sideways.
Look how bad that lifter is. Wow. I thought it wasn't popping up much when I turned the camera around. Let's look at a good one. See the difference in how that one's flat and that one's concave? Is that the right word?
I don't know.
There's convex and concave. Which one is it?
Convex is like, I think it's concave.
Yeah, it's concave. Makes sense. Oh, we've killed the cam and the lifter.
Woo!
At least it was at the front because we were able to get our hand in there and drop it out the bottom. If it was in the back one, there's no way we could have got it.
Fell down and
We could have never got it.
we would have been like depressed and then just like fall on the floor and cry.
Surprisingly, the cam bearings look good. I mean, I see no brass at all in the bearings, so maybe the bottom end's okay with this thing. As far as bearings go, maybe we just killed that front cam lobe. Probably about the time you were walking out of Bristol, that cam lobe was getting eat up, yeah.
Probably.
Because we were hanging at about 6,000 RPM with no oil pressure.
Ooh.
So we're going to have to definitely...
So sharp feeling it.
I know. It didn't hurt any other ones, just the front one.
Well, that's kind of good.
Good thing we were planning on putting a cam in already.
The thing about it is like you made it super loud, but you could like never hear it in Bristol,
Even with the no muffler?
Yeah, like I didn't even notice you were revving the guts out of it.
Yeah. If we put headers in a cam, and if we did do more compression as well, it would be a lot louder.
Yeah.
So here's the deal with these heads. I don't know why in the world someone wrapped a hose clamp around that. I don't know what that is doing. And I saw something on the other head. So on this head, it looks like they've pressed some kind of insert into that one. I don't know what the deal is with that. I have never seen a repair like that before. I'm not really sure what purpose it serves. Okay, so it's been a couple days. We got the parts ordered. We got them in here. We've got all new accessory drive brackets. We got a new pump cam for it with new lifters, new valve springs, even a noisy gear drive.
Yay.
That's gonna be cool. So we got a new Frostbite radiator. We got hooker headers for this thing, Holley valve covers. We got an NOS purge kit for the nitrous so we can make a little bit of a show of it. We got some new ARP head bolts, some new gaskets, a new Mr.Gasket water pump. We even got a bigger fan for it. So hopefully we can keep this thing cool, make some more horsepower with this 350, put on a good show at Cleetus and Cars coming up here in November down at Bradenton, Florida. So we're gonna try to get this thing back together, making some better noises and making some more horsepower and doing a better burnout. So I guess let's dig right into this thing and see if we can get it together, see what it sounds like. I'm really excited to hear what it sounds like.
That's probably what I'm most excited for.
Because like having headers on it and having a bigger cam is definitely going to help it, and that gear drive is going to sound like a supercharger, so that's going to be cool too. All right, let's dig into it. Go team.
Go to your own team.
Woo! Hands in the middle. Well, we're going to have to start by putting the cam in this thing, so we got in touch with the good folks at Comp Cam. Hey, we got some stickers, guys.
Oh.
Some stickers on the
Can I
car.
go ahead and put them on?
Why don't we get the cam in first?
Okay.
So we picked one of their Thumper cam series. So this thing is designed to make some good noises, and with a burnout car, that's kind of what you want. Something that sounds good, performs good at high RPMs. I'll put all the part numbers in the description as always. Gotta use brake-in oil, it says. during break-in process. No problem. We were gonna do that.
Yes.
So here's the specs on it. So it's 490 lift on the intake, 475 on the exhaust, and duration at 50,000 is 235, 249 with a 107 lobe separation angle. Which usually, if the lobe separation angle number is that low, they usually have a pretty choppy idle.
And that's good.
Yeah, that's what we
It's
want.
like, woo, woo,
Exactly. Woo woo.
whoa, whoa.
So guys, the basics of camshafts is the higher this is, that's the higher lift cam.
Yeah.
The wider the lobe is, that's the more duration it has. Duration is the time the valve is open. So the wider is more duration, taller is more lift. And the more lift and duration you have, the more air you get in the engine, the more fuel, the more donkeys. It always moves your power band up. So bigger cam, instead of this engine making peak power at say 3,500, now it's gonna make it like probably like 6,000. So the nice thing I liked about getting this kit was it also comes with the new lifters, which you always need to change lifters when you're putting a flat tappet cam in something. And it came with valve springs that fit in the stock diameter spring location. So this was kind of harder to find. I was looking at getting cams that were slightly bigger, and the most lift you can do with the stock is 500 lift. So these are up to 500 lift springs. So we should be good to go there. We should be able to get some more RPM out of the engine with the stiffer springs. Got your retainers, your locks, and your cam button. And we decided to upgrade from the chain to a gear drive because we wanted that noise, you know? So this is our gear drive. This is a noisy one. It comes with offset bushing. So if you want to degree the cam in a different way, we'll just put it in straight up. But it comes with bolts, lock plate, everything. It's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
You probably never even heard of gear drive before, have you?
No.
Oh, cool. It's got a roller bearing in the back of it.
Supercharger.
Yeah, it sounds similar to a supercharger. It's like a poor man's supercharger. Paperwork that came with the cam says you want to clean it off with mineral spirits. That's what they recommend, or some sort of cleaning agent. We want to give this cam the best shot it has to live and try it.
Mm-hmm.
Smells funny, don't it?
Yeah. A little bit.
So put some of that on every lobe. Ooh, whoa.
Oh, good Lord, that's...
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm sorry,
You put it
Dad.
like in front of it.
Oh,
All right, put it on the distributor gear a little bit. Okay, you're getting it all
I'm
over here.
trying,
What are you doing?
I'm trying. It's like...
Come on, work with me
Look,
here.
look at it, Dad. It's like...
All right, put it on the cam lobes.
It's like really,
Stringy.
I don't like it.
Well, it's what keeps the cam alive. Here, put some more up here on these lobes. Or my fingers. Okay.
Well, you can just spread it.
So you want to follow the break-in procedure. It says clean the cam, put the assembly lube on it, use comp cam's break-in oil or some sort of zinc additive.
Oh, good Lord. This is not working with me either.
Look how stringy that stuff is. Look. It
Weird.
sticks to it, don't it?
Uh-uh.
All right, let's jab this thing in here. Remember, never look at your cam bearings. Listen to Sloppy Mechanic. Never look at them. And this cam's going to need all the help it can get to survive what we're going to put it through. If this thing fails, it's going to be because of us. It's hard nowadays for a flat tappet cam to survive. They have a lot of times have trouble surviving on break-in if you don't do it correctly. So you want to go through all the procedures they recommend. You're supposed to start it up and hold it above 2,000 RPM, 2,000 to 2,500 for 30 minutes.
Fine.
I'm going to go ahead and stick this cam gear on the end. That helps a lot with getting the cam installed where you can pick the back end of it up. I don't beat the bearings out of it like Ralphie.
What?
Beat the bearings out of it, getting the cam in and out.
Did you really just accuse me?
There you go. Okay. That's all the way in. So these are all your offset bushings if you want to advance or retard the cam. I'm just going to go with the 0 one. So we're going to soak all these lifters in oil because they're hydraulic lifters. They can fill up with oil. So we'll let these things soak for a little bit while we're doing other stuff. See the balls coming out of the lifter? That's oil getting down inside of them. We're going to pull this old crank gear off here. It's moving now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you see the dot there on the crank? There's another dot here on the cam. Those have to be lined up dead on like that. And you're in time, top dead center, number 1 cylinder.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
This is our idler gears here. I don't know why one is bigger than the other. Why can't they just be the same size? You know? There you go. Now that's in place. I need to lock these bolts down. All right, we're gonna torque this to the factory specs. There we go. So we're gonna bend these tabs over here, which will keep our bolts from backing out. You don't want your cam bolts backing out, do you guys?
Nope. That'd be super awesome right there.
You want the old cam gear? Here you go.
Yes. But let me try it. Let me try it. Let me try it.
Now it's time to clean. And you're the cleaner, right?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you put that in the parts washer and give it a clean. So while Ralphie's working on that, I am going to clean all the gasket surfaces off, the cylinder heads and the timing cover and water pump. So this is going to take a while. So we're just going to go into time-lapse mode. We got a little factory going here, a little sweatshop of razor blade scrapers. We all got a razor blade scraping different stuff on this engine, trying to get it ready to bolt back together. So I got all the gasket surface cleaned up around this timing cover. It's still a little rough, so I'm gonna put a little bit of RTV around everything just to give it the best chance as possible to seal. Kind of give it a real thin coat here before we put the gasket on. Pretty dirty, wasn't it?
Yeah, really dirty.
Getting yours, Ralphie?
Yeah.
So we got the cheapest gasket available to mankind here for the timing cover. It's like a full gasket set for like $40 from Summit, so. There we go. Good looking timing cover, isn't it? Real nice. Torque this down to spec. My spec.
I was gonna say, what spec you specking?
Just my spec here. What feels right to my wrist. What's that about? They're all the same at least. So these have a fuel pump push rod. So I got one finger up in there holding the push rod back where I can get the pump on this side of it. If you put it in there wrong, you ain't gonna pump any fuel. You gotta have that pump push rod in the right spot. See, that's what it has pressure against it right now. We're gonna put our harmonic balancer on now. I'm gonna heat this one up to try to get it on there a little easier. There it goes. We don't want to beat the thrust out of this thing, so we're going to screw in our install tool here. Well, that's all the way back in there now. Probably need to get a new harmonic balancer at some point. This kit was only, I think, just a little over $100, and it's basically your entire accessory drive. So
Because ours had the wobbles, didn't it?
yeah, it had the serious wobbles. So there's your new crank pulley. Here's the new power steering pump pulley we may not even use. Here's a new water pump pulley. Everything was out of alignment on this thing and it had been shimmed and spacered. Yeah, it comes with everything, all your hardware. So hopefully we can keep the belt on this thing now. I've never had brand new stuff like this. I hope this fixes all our belt issues. We don't need to be throwing a belt at the beginning of our burnout. That's the rubber size.
Okay.
We got our lifters here that we've been soaking in oil. We're gonna drop them down in here. Okay, we got all 16 of them in there. Hopefully we can break this thing in right and it'll live long and prosper, right, Ralphie?
Yeah.
You think it's gonna live?
Honestly, no.
You don't think it's gonna live?
No. I bet live long and prosper.
Yes, so. Star Trek. What's under there?
That's what happens when you have greasy fingers and you start to pick your
Pick
nose.
your nose.
I don't pick my nose.
Guaranteed booger picture right there. Hey, caught red-handed.
It's
right
called.
there. Probably double picking. if I had to
Oh,
guess.
Lord, not the double picking.
We got our Mr.Gasket water pump here. Ooh, got a lot that is compared to the cast iron one. Oh, it came with its own gaskets. That's good. Feel the weight difference between those two. Feel that? That's aluminum. Okay, now feel the cast iron one.
What in the world?
It's that much heavier. That's why going with aluminum stuff is a lot better. So this is going to go in the scrap metal pile. Reused bolts that have probably been reused about 10 times now. So this is a high flow water pump, so maybe that'll help. This may be too nice for this car. You know?
Looking good.
Is this going to line up now? Looks dead on to me. Does it look like it to you?
Looks like it to me.
In order to get these head bolts in, we're going to go ahead and take our exhaust manifolds off. I wasn't sure if we were going to be reusing them or not, but since we got headers here, we're going to just cut the exhaust out from under it and get this out of the way so we can put the heads on.
Why is she doing that? She don't normally do that.
I don't know. She's watching. She's worried about what I'm doing. We don't need these where we're going, do we?
Nope.
Look at that. We should compare them to the headers. I thought I was going to have to cut this side. It just fell out on the floor. So we're going to swap on our valve springs now. Easiest way to do it is just take a big socket like this. Just smack it a couple times. And it'll just pop out. I wish it was that easy to put them in. It has a real small valve spring. I think this is 1.25 inch outside diameter. But our springs we got will drop right into that with new retainers and locks. They'll be able to handle the lift we're going to do. Look, it's our valve stems. Look at that. That one's split, isn't it, Ralph? Look at this. Well, that's why she smokes on startup right there. It actually came with new valve stem seals as well. There we go. If you're real good, you can get it in one shot. I'm not real good. Oh, where'd that go? You see it? Oh, look, one shot on that one. So we've labeled all our valves here. We'll go ahead and pull them out and just look at them. Kind of want to look at the seat. That's the most important part here. We'll probably lap these valves in with lapping compound just to make sure we're sealing up good on all the cylinders. See this pitting, those black spots on the valve seats? If those end up making a pathway all the way through where it's pitted all the way across, that's what a burnt valve is, and then you don't seal up and it's just a bad deal. Lose compression. Let's go ahead and rinse this off while we got it apart, because this thing is dirtier than some of them comedians y'all listen to. So we're gonna go ahead and lap these valves in like I was talking about. So this is valve lapping compound, grounding compound, whatever you want to call it. So we're gonna put a little bit of that on the valve seat, and then we're gonna put it in here and spin it. Let's see what that looks like now. Yeah, see how much nicer the seat looks? It's not pitted up now. So that'll make it seal up a lot better around there. Mom's gonna try her hand at lapping valves in. Put that on the valve, right on the seat there. Now pop it in the head where it goes.
It goes on this one?
Yeah, that one. Now you put your drill on there. Yeah, you got it tightened down. Now spin it and pull it towards you. A little faster than I go, but okay. I think you need to tighten it down tighter on there.
Are you sure you want me to do this?
Yeah, I'll hold this in here.
Are you sure this is
Yeah,
okay?
you're doing good.
I've been known to run a wheel off the too.
You have. And like pull towards you. Yeah, up and down, pull towards you. Yeah, see that's machining a new surface on that valve seat. It needs all the compression it can get. Check us out on other platforms at Sleeper Dude 88. Bop your little valve back out and clean it off, and it should be much shinier. So that was all solid black.
I'm probably not the best at this.
Why you say that?
I think I'm getting it everywhere.
Well, you put too much on the valve. It'll be fine. See how much nicer that seat looks now? You did a great job.
Thank you.
I think that's the last one. Now, eventually, we want to upgrade these cylinder heads to something preferably aluminum with bigger valves and smaller chambers and put some pop-up pistons in this thing. Time just didn't work out for that. Machine shop told me 4 months to get it rebuilt, so there was not an opportunity to completely rebuild this engine for this event. So we're gonna go ahead and put our new valve springs and retainers and locks and valve stem seals. I'm just wiping off the valve stems and putting some oil on them just so they get a little bit of lubrication on startup. Putting our new valve stem seals on here. It's crazy that these little seals is all that keeps oil from getting in there. We got our new stiffer, better springs. They fit right in the stock location. All right, we gave me the retainer, bub.
This stuff scares me to death.
What, the spring compressor
Yes.
scares you? Just part of it. Well, luckily these are not super stiff springs, so they're not quite as scary. So you put a little dab of grease on there, and that will hold the lock in place. Whoop. It's on there. And usually I like to give them like a little tap with a hammer. We'll do that at the end to kind of seat them. Go ahead. There you go. You got it. So you tilt it over this way. Think you can stick some locks in there?
No.
Is it going forever?
No.
Neighbors.
Where?
Oh wow, that's excessive. Look, there's a.
You can scrape some of
I
that on your
can't tell
other
which
one.
end's what.
Can we go around this way?
Yeah, you can go either side.
Where?
You'll see. There's like a little ridge it locks into.
It says there.
I think you're good. Now you just gotta get one on the other half. Can you get down there?
I think I did.
Dad showed up. He's been telling me how they used to hop them up back in the day when they were running flatheads on the dry lake beds, Buick nail heads, and
That's before my time.
Model A's and Model T's.
I had old cars, but I didn't do flathead.
The drill?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. It's a friction material that basically makes it machine into itself. Just grit.
Can I just like leave it there?
Yeah. You just put a little bit. It doesn't take a whole lot. You don't have to cake it up like you're brushing your teeth or nothing. Do you brush your teeth?
Yeah.
There you go. Now you're ready to go.
You want to look at it?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, see how nice that is?
Oh, I see it spinning in there.
Oh yeah, inside the port. Hear it? You hear the gritty sound it does? He knows how to make it awkward, doesn't he? Well, we got one here that's on the head of the valve's a little bent, but look, see how that part right there is not. We're gonna keep trying to lap it in and maybe we can make it work, but I think we got a little bit of a bent valve there. Yeah, that valve's a little bent. After several attempts, we finally got a ring all the way around it for the most part. It's a little bit dark on the edge, but yeah, we definitely got an issue there with that cylinder. May have been that with Bristol, huh?
Probably.
That's the last one, Ralphie. That's just time consuming right there. I like to go through and make sure they're seated good. So one thing we're changing is we have no thermostat in here. So we're gonna put a restrictor in here instead of a thermostat because we want to get as much cooling as possible, but you don't want it to run so fast that it just goes straight through the radiator before it gets a chance to cool it off good. So we're gonna put a water restrictor in here. So these things came from Summit. There's 3 different sizes. We're gonna go with the smallest one because we're gonna be hanging this thing at probably 6,000 RPM all day long. We don't want that pump to just pump, you know, every bit of water straight through the radiator too fast. We'll see if it helps. I think I've got these completely cleaned up and ready to go. Dad over here is working on chasing the threads in the block and cleaning the block surface up. So we should be just about ready to bolt these heads on as soon as Dad gets done. We're just waiting on Bad Daddy Brady. What are you doing, shop kitty? Huh? It's eating some food now, right, Mom?
Yep. It's soft food.
It's all grown up now. And Ellie likes to lick it like a baby.
Yes.
She does like to do that to it. It just had a bottle, so it's kind of poochy right now.
Yeah, it's super
It's a little poochy right now. Look how pretty it is. Oh, it's such a pretty kitty.
Oh.
All our threads look brand new over here. Dad's been cleaning them. We're gonna put the head on before anybody notices our terrible pitting in the bore and our enormous ridge at the top. That should be fine though.
Yeah.
I noticed that ridge when I was cleaning it.
Yeah, it's factory. They're all that way. Look, this guy. Hopefully it'll hold together for another burnout. That's what we're hoping for. Since we don't have the best mating surfaces on this, it hasn't been refinished. We're gonna use this copper coat to kind of
What the
hopefully
heck?
help us.
What's that?
It's like a tacky stuff that, I don't know, fixes things. Hopefully seals up our head gaskets.
It's like spray paint.
It is kind of like spray paint, you're right. That thing's really tacky now. This is tackier than what my mother-in-law used to wear back in the 80s. I wish these were cast aluminum instead of cast iron. That's a long way to reach. Is it down? Is there a gap there, Ralphie?
No, it's down.
Oh, we're good?
We're good. Should be good over there too, I think.
Just put it all over them?
Sure.
That's all of it.
That's enough, probably. Oh.
What?
Push it around. Don't
Seems
drop
like
them.
something you like to do.
Yeah, don't drop them.
Well, I like grease. Like,
All right, the don't drop them part. Well, Ralphie found the stickers. So
where should I put it?
Watch out for your crack.
Oh. Get out. No.
Every one of them adds 5 horsepower. So these go down into a water jacket. So we're gonna put a little bit of a thread sealer on them just to make sure they don't weep any coolant into our oil or anything. The washer has like a beveled edge that goes towards the bolt, and we got our lubricant on there so that it gets a correct torque reading.
No, you can't hammer out the bumper.
Why? I'll just get a sludgy.
No sledgy for you. What did you do? I'm always trying to do stuff the slow way, and Dad's like, run her up with an impact all the time.
That's fake news.
We're supposed to torque these in 3 equal steps, ending up at 70 pounds. We'll do that 30, 50, 70.
Why do you have to dang torque them? Just run them down with an impact.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm glad this ain't no big block Ford or something.
Scooty, are you a good mouse hunter?
Where we go?
70. I couldn't see him at first. Oh, what? 70, yeah.
All right, it's time to test fit our headers on here. Let's see if this will fit. If I ordered the right thing. Are we gonna have to come up from the bottom with it? It don't look like it's wanting to go in this way, does it?
No.
We changed oil before we went to Bristol, so this has like 1 mile on it. Look how black it is. Yeah, there's some bearing material in there. A little bit. It's not terrible looking though. I don't see a ton of glitter in it. It's really black though. All right, I'm gonna drop my old crusty push rods back down in here. One day we'll be able to afford good ones.
Is any of those big?
I don't think so.
Did you roll them on flat surface?
Yes, sir.
Good. I was wondering about that.
You know, one thing a lot of people don't check is their rear end. You gotta check your rear end. You know, Dad?
Isn't that your differential? Is a better word for that?
Well, I mean, you could say that, but just think of all the people that don't check their rear end. I mean, what do they expect? Somebody else is gonna check their rear end?
Well, you should check your differential regular. Make sure it's got enough grease in it.
And I check my rear end all the time. I don't expect somebody else to do it for me. I'm trying to clean everything because I know this thing's had some metal through the system. So we're putting our factory rockers back on as well. I got some assembly lube here. So we're gonna get these down to 0 lash, and then I'm gonna give them another half a turn of preload. You wanna do this when the cam lobe's all the way at the bottom, so you don't wanna do it when it's up on the lobe. Okay, I'm spinning the push rod. Look, right there, it stopped at 0 lash. So we're gonna get another half a turn. And go on to the next one. I hate them big AC. What's she doing?
She got tickled because she's over here trying to stick her finger in front of the camera.
So back in the day, guys, with these press-in rocker studs, if you get a real big cam, you can pull the stud up out of the head. Guys would drill and pin these. Or if you're real fancy, you would cut the boss down and put a screw-in stud. So I'm gonna go ahead and open the Holley Vintage Series valve covers here. Look at these, man. It looks like I'm looking at a 57 Fuelie Corvette or something, huh? Kind of cool.
Awesome.
I like the natural finish on it. This way, we'll keep the dirt out of this until we get it all buttoned up. Look at that. You approve, Dad?
Yeah, I like them.
It looks really cool, doesn't
They're
it?
really good looking valve covers.
I can't believe Dad's still awake, you know?
Wait a minute here. Wait a minute here.
Past bingo.
I can stay up late. It is long as you stay up.
It's way past bingo night
I don't
time.
play bingo either.
Hardee's is already closed and everything. He's
Oh,
still awake.
Don't put me in different categories I'm not in.
This can right here says guaranteed to take a 150 shot for a full 1 minute. So we're good to go.
No worries.
Guaranteed not to blow.
Facts.
And that's as high as they need to be. I got Dad torquing because my L4 couldn't take it much longer. He's got a good L4 still.
Yeah, I'm still good there.
Can them refugee arms torque this down?
Edit that out.
Get that out.
This is guaranteed not to blow a gasket.
Yep.
This side won't, at least, right?
Yeah, this side's not going down.
You folks heard it here first.
Yeah. You good?
Quality says okay.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome. Great answer.
Here, then let me do it. Well, we got the heads torqued on. We're gonna call it a night. Dad is dying to go watch Jeopardy,
That's a lie.
so we're gonna call it a night and head on in. We'll have to finish this thing up tomorrow, so we'll have to put the all the valve train stuff on this side, get the intake on it, all of our accessories. So hopefully we can get it running tomorrow. We had to go ahead and put the other valve cover on. We just couldn't help it. Well, it looked really good with the intake.
Yeah. And the breather thing.
True that.
My homie.
All right, we're back. It's the next day here. Ralphie's got a sucker. We're gonna try to put this thing back together today. Hopefully, at least get as much done as we can, right, Ralphie?
Yeah.
Ralphie, you think this thing's gonna sound awesome?
Yes.
I think that thumper cam's gonna sound really good. I mean, that's what it's designed to do, is sound really good, make power. I'm excited about it. I mean, it's gotta sound better than what it did, huh?
Oh yeah.
Between the headers and the cam.
Mhm.
I'm gonna use the last of this comp cam's assembly lube and put it on the rockers right here, just to give them a little extra juice. But we're gonna pre-lube this engine anyway. Let's see what the oil looks like. It's got some color to it. Man, it's crazy how black that is for like one burnout run.
Does it look milky?
It doesn't necessarily look milky as much as it looks kind of, you know, glittery looking, yeah. It's not the best looking oil I've ever seen that has 1 mile on it.
Oh yeah.
Tap on. How big of a dent's supposed to be in the bottom of the oil thing? Anyway.
Are you kidding me?
No, I always had it. It was just like, somebody jumped the Kmart speed bumps a long time ago.
Oh my.
Is it the frame kinkle dinkle?
Yeah, that's accurate. Are we ready to throw the intake on, Ralphie?
Yes.
Woo!
Woo!
Okay, we got it all gooped up here. I think we're ready to set our intake on here.
So this way.
Yes. Yeah, we're not forgetting this, are we? You got this all cleaned off for me? The crowning jewel. All right, it's looking better. Just run it up until it starts to touch the intake. That's all we're gonna do right now. That's good.
Do I need to go like opposite side?
Yes.
I can get a ratchet.
You are ratchet. I'll do these in the middle. If you want to do the other ones, you can reach.
God, that hurts.
Probably the noises he makes.
It grunts and groans like I don't know what.
Snot.
Yeah. Stuck.
We got to put our custom wide open throttle switch bracket back on that we made hastily. But it worked.
What's hastily?
Fast. This car's going to be hastily when we get done with it.
We should take it to the drag strip.
I think it needs a stronger transmission and rear end before we take it to the drag strip. Just a turbo 250 and a 7.5 10 bolt. I feel like this is just going to progress, and like a year from now it's going to be like a 400 small block with aluminum heads and
Oh yeah.
all the good stuff.
Yep.
Slow down. Golly.
Coming in hot.
Man, you came in right off the two-step, didn't you? We're going to put some new oil in this. They recommend breaking them in on conventional oil. I don't know the reason. Let me know in the comments. We're on conventional oil and break-in here, and we'll probably switch it over to synthetic after we do the break-in on it.
Wayne,
She got her pen?
what are you doing in here?
Look,
Wayne.
what are you doing in here? You found us? I don't know. You going to come work with us today? You better not make a mess, you pig. Rub that belly for her.
Lord, she's gotten huge. Lord, and she's got the toughest ears. Her ears are bigger. Can I touch her ear? Oh, she has an earlobe.
Oh Lord.
Come on. Go in, come on. Go in.
We're gonna fill it up. I should have done this while the intake was off, because you can just pour it in lifter valley. You haven't been in the shop in a while, huh? I can't believe you escaped and came to see us. Oh, a sucker?
She like suckers?
She's never had one. Is she just licking it?
Oh, she's trying to take it from me.
Look at her. Ooh.
She took the finger
Yeah,
off.
she took your finger off.
Is that good? Is that so good?
Can I have the stick back?
I don't know who smashed the lid for. Squeezy
Oh,
or
it's up in the
Find it.
air. It's up in the air for sure. Good job.
got it.
Is that good?
Got
Good for the girl.
So this is what we're going to add to our conventional diesel oil and break-in. And it's designed for that. You put one bottle of this on break-in. We'll probably put another bottle in it after the break-in, and I'll spill a little bit of it there. But this has zinc in it, which is what's missing from modern oils. After like 86, they went to roller cams and went away from zinc. You need to add it in there if you're gonna do especially a brand new break-in on an engine like this, or a flat type of engine you really care about a lot. So we got this $20 deal off of eBay. You can use a screwdriver to do this as well, but this takes the place of the distributor, but it has no distributor gear, so you can spin your oil pump without the engine actually turning. So we should start seeing oil come up through the push rods.
Hey,
Oh, we're starting to get
I
it?
think I see some back here.
I see oil right here. Huh?
You got over 25.
Okay, now it's coming in this cylinder.
Yeah.
It'll fill these up and it'll start dripping over.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, it's dripping. Is it fine if it drips?
Yeah, that's fine.
Like
50 pounds of oil pressure?
50. Yeah.
Good.
What are you doing? Huh?
What you doing?
That's a good pig. That's a good pig.
Well, we got oil to everything now. That should help things. It's a good tool. Okay, so right there, we're at top dead center. So we can drop our distributor in point at number 1, and we should be close on timing. So we just caught something that's a potential engine killer. So we had the distributor drop down on number 1 where it's supposed to be. It was down and it was engaged on the cam right there, but it wasn't engaged on the oil pump shaft. So if you did, it was literally just like a quarter of an inch maybe from being down the intake.
So you
if you would have, you would have had no oil pressure, and you could have potentially probably broke the distributor if you tightened it down. So you gotta watch stuff like that. Make sure it's completely bottomed out. So we have an unforeseen issue here. It appears that I ordered valve covers that didn't have a fill hole or breather hole. Y'all probably noticed that already. I didn't notice it until I thought about how to put oil in this engine. So I'm probably gonna have to drill a hole in them. They actually sell them with the breather hole. Should have got those, but I didn't. All right, let's put our nitrous plate on here. Oh, here's our quick fuel carburetor for it. Man, this thing's looking rowdy, isn't it?
Oh,
Ralphie?
yeah.
It's gonna sound so much better.
I mean, it would be cool fuel injector, but that carburetor is really nice.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Let's see how this purge kit works. We wanted to make a show of it, you know? I mean, it's nice to purge your nitrous and everything just to get the air out of the system, but honestly, we just wanted to blow some nitrous up in the air is what we want. Let the people know, what did I drop? Oh! So we don't need no instructions. The way this looks like it works, so this would screw into the other nitrous solenoid, then this solenoid goes into here, and it purges all the air right before your plate. It's an identical solenoid to what you already have. So it screws in here, and then this hard line here goes in here, and we will route this up through here and spray it up on the windshield is what we'll probably do with that. All this is a compression fitting, so once you screw that down, it won't come out, and we'll bend that right up through there. Well, here's our throttle bracket. Look, it's got adjustability for the return spring, for the kick down, for the throttle, so hopefully we'll make all this fit. It's just a lot going on in one little spot here, though. This thing's actually really nice. A couple different manufacturers that make these, but man, I've never bought a high-end throttle bracket like this. That is so nice to have everything that just goes right on the way it's supposed to. Ooh, we don't want that much, do we? Just enough to return it, probably, right about there. I put a kind of a longer bolt in there, and to space it out, I jammed a bunch of nuts together and then put another nut, and a jam nut, and a washer. It'll be fine. Ralphie, why don't you go floor it and we'll see if it's going wide open.
Ready?
Yeah. That's the floor?
That is.
Okay, we'll full throttle then. That's good.
What if you put a Godzilla in a ring?
Godzilla Rangers. Here we go.
He's 24/7 nonstop.
Yeah.
We're not Godzilla, no Ranger.
We had to adjust where the mounting position was on that. So that should, yeah, perfect. That feels like it's adjusted correctly. And the throttle, I think we're good to go. We got all the nitrous stuff hooked up now, so I'm gonna use my factory tubing bender here. We're gonna go up right under here with it. As soon as we get wired up, we'll test it. You watching over the casings out here? Yeah. Oh, Vanya heard me. Milk mouth. We're gonna go ahead and try our headers on now and see how hard they're gonna be to get in. close?
Yeah,
That's pretty dang.
that's gonna be it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't too bad once we got the oil filter out of the way.
Yeah, well, boom.
We're just gonna test film for now. It looks like it's gonna be really close to a couple things on here, but maybe it'll just sneak by. Any kind of logging tube headers usually help a lot with the power bands. They usually make a lot more torque all over.
Yeah.
So we're almost there, but it's touching our engine mount here. So I'm either gonna have to do some modifications to the engine mount or dimple that header up some to make that fit.
I say dimple the header.
You say a lot of things.
Johnny here.
You think that'll make it fit, Squeeze?
Maybe.
Well, it looks like it's gonna fit now. It just took a little bit of manipulation right there. So I guess we're gonna put the gasket on this side and bolt it down for good. You okay? Yeah. There we go. I think we got it all installed on this side now. So here's a shot from the bottom. Looks like it could have made it, but it would have been literally touching it if I would have left it. I'm just not used to dealing with long tube headers. It's been so long, I always have forward facing exhaust on my turbo cars. But see, it don't take a rocket surgeon to figure out that these probably flow quite a bit more than those as well. Runner length has a lot to do with torque production too. Those little short runners on that, not helping anything. That's what you want your starter to look like right there. You always want to see inside of it. That way you know how it's doing.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is the starter going to be able to go back on?
We'll figure that out when we get to it.
Oh, wow.
So we got two bolts started, but it's kind of at an angle. It's touching the A-arm here, so we're gonna have to dimple the header there too. If you haven't seen the Engine Masters episode, they took a set of headers and did this to it, and they were convinced it was gonna hurt power. And they got to the point where they were hitting it with like a chisel-headed sledge and everything and just flattening them, and it still never hurt any power. We're doing a back like that, and the back needs to drop down a little bit. Yeah, right about there. Okay. We got those installed. Got just enough room right there now. Might have been better to just trim back the control arm a little bit, I guess. Whoa. I dropped it. Barely fits in there. Now we just got some wiring to do, and we got some accessory drive to put back on it. What else, Wawa?
I have no clue. I just go with it.
So this looks like it goes that way. I'm actually looking at the instructions. This big bad boy goes through here. I hope this fixes all our belt issues because we really need to not have belt issues with this thing. So it looks like this screws into the block here. These two bolts go into our water pump. So it comes with the correct spacers instead of, 10,000 washers or whatever.
Thank the good Lord.
The guy that owned it before us had on it. He probably wasn't doing burnout competitions with this thing, I don't think, though.
Probably not.
Now this is a big moment for us. We can now install our dipstick because our exhaust manifold's not in the way. So we can actually check our oil level now. Wonder what that's like. Look at that. $2 dipstick. We're good to go, son. All right, now we got to pull this power steering pump pulley off. I'm gonna give it a little help here. Think it's hard enough, Ralphie?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get this off here. Probably breaking loose, I think. Whew, that thing's hot. So this is what we're trying to get away from. Up under here is just stacked up washers. All those washers. So this is what we're going from, is this bent up bracket here and some homemade piece to all this right here. So this is gonna bolt in place of where this was, give us a lot more adjustability too. One of these goes on the front.
Lord, why is that so heavy?
So it's got an identical bracket on the back that goes on this side. Honestly, I have very little experience with power steering pumps because I usually take them off. It's not drag racing, so we're not just going straight here.
Are you kidding me?
It shows that you can flip the brackets if you need to move it up higher. We're gonna try that. Look, so we're gonna turn it that way.
Take all the time.
Where do you learn to talk like this to people? That should move it up, I don't know, 3 inches or so. So if we get this over, I think that's gonna fit. I think we can make that work. Do you think so?
Yeah. So how many horse donkeys does this make?
Horse donkeys or goat stomps?
Goat stomps, which is like 2 times as much.
I don't know exactly on the goat stomps, but if I had to guess, it might make like 300 on motor, probably 425
So
on
like
nitrous.
850 on goat stomps on nitrous.
Probably around 850, yeah. So that's our next issue. The new pulley does not fit the pump, even though the brackets fit the pump. How would that be? So if we put the old one back on, will it line up with the water pump? Is it the same kind of spacing as this one? Yeah. I guess we'll just put this raggedy thing back on. All right, let's heat this thing up.
How hot is this?
Don't touch it.
Wasn't that hot on the outside?
I hope this lines up. Oh man, it's gonna be bad if this doesn't line up.
It looks lined up, yeah.
I think that's it. I don't know why they just don't make these where they can bolt on. There's gotta be a way that I could just bolt on. Does it look like it lines up?
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, that's gonna be it for tonight. Ralphie's already went in to take a bath because it's his bedtime. Man, I've been putting in some late hours on this one. I got a lot of little stuff to tidy up. I'll probably have to come out here in the morning and just knock a bunch of little stuff out. See y'all tomorrow. All right, I'm back here. Kind of unusual. The wife is gone, doing some errands and stuff. Kids are at school, so it's just me and the kitty. Scooter and Ellie are around here somewhere. So I'm gonna do some of the work that the kids don't really care for. I wanna do some wiring. So I'm probably just gonna set this up on time lapse and spend a bunch of time here hooking all the wiring back up. Let's get to it. Right? Tell them. Look at this, I sat the kitten in the front seat. I woke it up. Well, me and the kitty here have been working like crazy on this. So I didn't want to drill any new holes that I didn't have to because this car has pretty good interior. So I took the factory arming switch out and put the purge right here. And then I moved my arming switch up here. Kind of hated to drill a hole in that, but had to put it somewhere. I didn't want to drill it right in the middle of the dash or something. So got our arming switch here now, so my knee won't hit that. And if my knee hits the purge, we'll be all right. That ain't no big deal. Now, I think I'm going to start on the radiator. What do you think, kitty? Look at this guy. He's getting big, isn't he? Huh? Yeah, you're just a little lion. Squeezy changes his name about every day, so I don't even know this thing's name. It was Midnight Stars. I don't know what it is now. So if you guys watched the trip to Bristol, this thing got hotter than Brittany Daniel when we were there. It hit 260 something degrees. So we're gonna make some major cooling upgrades. First off, we got this, 1960s fan off your dad's old Impala. We bought the biggest mechanical fan I could find. This is a 20-inch fixed blade steel mechanical fan. And it's gonna rob some donkeys off the engine, no doubt. This is the biggest fan I could get that'll fit inside of our shroud and with the most blades. So this thing's made to move a bunch of air. Hopefully that'll help us. Also, here's our dinky radiator that we had this thing. Now it's wide, but it's thin. Not many cores there for this thing. It's like a single core radiator, so thin. So we're gonna go with a Frostbite radiator here. This thing is a 4-core radiator, aluminum. Look how much thicker this is. I mean, that's thicker than me after a night at the buffet right there. Man, this should make it cool a whole lot better. Look at that polish. This is really too nice for this car, I think. Hopefully between these two upgrades, we won't have as many overheating issues. Now, it's obviously going to get hot. We're running it wide open for a minute, 2 minutes at a time. I mean, it's going to get hot either way, but we're trying to slow that process down as much as possible. Let's see if this beast will fit in here. Man, it's so much thicker than the other one, which also holding more fluid will help as well. Not just the fact that the core, has more cooling, it also has more capacity now. Oh yeah, looks like it's gonna fit right in. Yeah, if this was a drag car build, I would probably put electric fan on it because there's not as big of a cooling demand. I mean, you look at your big diesel trucks and stuff, what do they always have? They always have a big mechanical fan because it moves a ton of air. Big mechanical fans like this with a fixed blade are really moving some air. We're gonna try this. If it don't work, maybe we'll go to electric one at some point. Hopefully between our better water pump, our water restrictor, our bigger fan, bigger radiator, that'll definitely do better for sure, keeping this thing cool with these upgrades. So we got all that bolted down. I just zip tied the shroud together. It's within like an inch of being the size of the shroud, so the other fan was smaller diameter. I think I've got it spaced pretty good, so we should get plenty of airflow through that. So I'm gonna work on, basically the last thing here that I can think of is work on these valve covers. I ordered the valve covers without the holes, so I'm gonna have to modify these things. I think I'm just gonna drill some sort of breather hole in these things because I really don't have time to order replacements. I wish I would have got the right thing in the first place, but these are designed for like a 50s era engine where the breather tube is up there on the intake at the front, and this engine doesn't have that. I kind of hate to do this. Wish I would have ordered the right thing. This is a 1/2-inch pipe thread tap, so we can screw something like a barb fitting in there and run a hose on it, or we can put a filter on it and do lots of things from this. Because I don't have a TIG welder around here to just TIG in some sort of fancy fitting like some people would do. If I had that, I would do that, but I don't have that option right now. I got all that drilled and tapped, got a brass fitting in there. We'll run some sort of hose off of here at some point, or we'll just forget about it and run it. I got all my plugs in, all my plug wires on. A couple of them are kind of close to the header. I don't know if I need like some protective boots over these. We'll see how it goes. But I need radiator hoses and I need belts as well for this thing. It looks like I'm gonna be done for today until I get those parts. So I called the parts store, they ordered the hoses. They're supposed to be here tomorrow, so we will come back at this tomorrow. Come on, kitty, it's time to go in. You gotta wake up, it's time to go. We gotta go. We ran out of parts. It's just sat right there the whole time and slept while I was working. So, you was a good kitty this time.
It's getting real.
It is getting real. I ordered the radiator hoses and went to pick them up, and they had not came in. And then I went and got the belts, and the belts were wrong as well. So we got 2 wrong belts and 2 hoses that didn't show up. So we put the old hoses back on it, and we put the old belt on it, no power steering belt. And we're putting some water in this thing, and we're gonna fire it up and let it break in real quick, because I just can't wait any longer. Can you guys wait?
I can't wait to
We
hear
just
what it
gotta
sounds
know.
like.
Look how much thicker the radiator is.
Yeah, I saw it. It's like 4 inches. It's like a little stream. See it?
Oh, the hose itself is leaking?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, we're good. Here, you need tape? I got tape.
Give me another hose clamp, like a big one, about that big around.
I brought some tape.
I don't think masking tape's gonna fix that little leak. Probably got to get a new hose, but we might can put a clamp over it for a little bit.
How dare you underestimate the power of tape. There you go.
Is that the right spot?
Water now.
Just don't spill it.
It ain't leaking no more.
So we put a second hose clamp on it over the hole. Maybe that'll band-aid that until we can get a new hose. I'm gonna turn the bottle on. Tell me if there's any leaks. Hear anything?
No, we heard it come in the lines, but no.
Well, let's hook our battery up here and see. No sparks. That's good. Why don't you go in there and touch the blue button where the other one needs to
How
be.
much?
Just give it a couple taps, see if this works.
Ready?
Yeah. I think it worked. I think we're gonna have to tie it down. It like moved when that did that. I have to zip tie it to the wipers or something. Here, try it one more time.
I saw it move back.
Well, that's pretty cool. That ought to add to some of the show. Huh?
We never had a
We've never had a
purge
purge,
thing.
ever. We've had nitrous kits, never a purge, though. That's gonna be cool, isn't
I
it?
can zip tie it down real quick.
I believe
The
you.
windshield.
There's probably a zip tie on my bag over there. I don't think we'll be using the wipers anytime soon anyway in this thing. All right, Squeeze wants to try it here.
Barely tap it. Okay.
That's awesome, huh?
What?
I'm sure that metal line's cold.
Oh yeah, it's freezing.
You like that?
Do you want me to start it?
Yes. Okay, well, it's finally time. I'm excited to hear how this cam and gear drive and headers and everything's gonna sound. All right, Ralphie, give it a try there. That was easy. My timing must be pretty close. Try it again, Ralphie. It was running good and then it died. Man, it sounds good though, don't it?
I feel it inside me.
Oh, it sounds so much better with the headers and the cam. Yeah, the fuel pump's hooked up.
That is crazy loud.
Yeah,
I mean, I couldn't hear everything through my poverty earplugs,
same.
but I could tell it had a cam in. I could hear a gear drive. Let me try this again and we will try to set the ignition time on it. All right, crank it, Ralphie. Oh, great. Man, it sounds throaty. Try it again. Try it again. If the oil pressure gets below 20 or the temperature gets above like 200, shut it off. Crank it up again.
You ready? 30.
And the oil pressure was like 40, 50-ish?
Like 45.
Okay. Well, we let it run there for 30 minutes like it's supposed to. So we're going to let this thing cool down for a little bit. And I guess we'll back it out here and see how it runs a little bit. And finish this thing off, huh?
Yeah.
Spot on. It sounds so good with the headers and the cam. It sounds so good. Does Squeeze approve of the sound? Too loud? Wawa, 1 out of 10 on the chop, okay?
Definite 10 and a half.
10 and a half on the chop, okay. What about you, Ralphie?
A 15.
I think that is the best sounding car we put together.
That is valid.
But that's what that cam's made to
Better
do.
than the Corvette.
Well,
Yeah, it does
the
sound
Corvette's got a stock cam, so we'll get there with it. I don't know if we already had oil.
We probably already had some oil down
Yeah,
there.
something down here. Something's leaking a little bit. Golly, it sounds so good at idle, doesn't it?
It's awesome.
Oh, I'm glad we have oil pressure. That's good.
Yes.
We just need it to live for
Hey,
another
she
burnout.
ain't smoking.
No, it ain't smoking. This thing good to go. Wow, that is so cool.
That feels good, don't it?
It does.
To
man.
see it go from all those pieces to hearing
Yes.
it.
Well, and I was worried about the engine being hurt because we didn't have any oil pressure really at the end, but I guess we just kind of wore that oil out, huh? Man, I'm glad it's back together. We got our timing set too. I set at like 26 degrees of total timing, which is probably about 10 degrees less than what it really should be because we're spraying, 125 shot for a minute plus on this thing, so we want to have it safe. But big thank you to Holley and Comp Cams. We really appreciate them partnering with us on this build. That really helps us out. So go check out their websites, check out their products. They make a lot of great stuff. We're gonna back this thing out and give her a rip. Well, we can't end this without doing a burnout. We're going to spray the nitrous and try to do a burnout with this thing.
You don't want to flip the switch out?
Yeah, sure. Up, huh?
Yeah.
I could feel it when the nitrous came on.
Getting off the driveway into the grass.
Yeah, well, it kind of crossed up with me. We don't want to hurt this thing before we go, though.
Definitely.
We definitely want to make it to Florida with this thing, so we're going to take it easy. I don't want to do some crazy something because we don't have that many days before we have to leave with this thing. But man, that feels good. It's going to do its burnout. It's going to do its thing. And it's going to sound good doing it.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it
Yes.
does sound really
Awesome.
Man, this one, it fought me a little bit because anytime you do like a performance build like this, it's not like doing a stock build. It always takes longer than you think. Oh, what's wrong? You okay? I'm like in love with how this thing sounds.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is great. And man, when the nitrous kicked on, you could just feel the extra power and hear it. I think our best upgrades were the headers and the cam, like really, man, sound better. If the exhaust wasn't so loud, you could hear the gear drive better, but you can still hear it a little bit, baby bird. So we're going to be taking this thing to Bradenton, Florida. It's, what is it, November 19th? Is that right?
I think so.
So If you can, come out and check us out. Come out and support our channel. We really appreciate you guys watching. We're really excited about this. I've always been a big burnout guy. My wife can tell you, she used to have to come take pictures of me doing burnouts 20 years ago in my old Nova. I have to bump it up against the curb to do it. This thing's been really fun. I'm really just excited that we're able to compete in these burnout competitions. And it's going to be Florida. So, hey,
Yeah.
how can you go wrong?
Yeah. How can it be better?
So the next video you see of this car will be us taking it to Florida, to Bradenton, and competing in the burnout competition. They're even going to be drag racing the night before, so who knows? We may get in the middle of that. We'll see. I don't know if that transmission rear end's going to handle that. You can check out our second channel at
Sleeper Dude 2.
You can check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at
Sleeper Dude 88.
We now have a join button, so you can join and be a member. It's $5 a month. You get to see early access photos of projects we have around here, like something sitting around over there and over there you haven't heard about yet. You also get priority status on your comments. We try to do every comment, and we're going to continue to try to do that. But, I mean, when you have 5 million views a month, it's kind of hard to keep up with every single comment. We do our best, but we try. But if you want to do that, that's fine. If not, hey, the videos are free. Just keep watching. We appreciate it. We're excited about taking the new truck and trailer down there. That's going to be awesome to have something a little more reliable to go on these trips with. We got to get back on Mom's MG. We got to do that, right, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
We need to get on the... I want to do the Metro Mite and the Mini Winnie bad.
Yeah,
we really need to get back on those.
The Metro Mite.
We've ordered parts for the Galaxy station wagon engine. We're planning on rebuilding it. So, spoiler alert, if it wasn't for you guys, we would not be able to do what we do. And we thank you very much for watching our channel and, you know, watching the whole video to the end. Thank you very much. That really helps out. It really does. It's not about the views as much as it is the hours that helps us out. Well, let's go give Rocky his Vainias. He's going to be mad. And I know Vainia's going to be looking for that sweet nectar of the gods. Look, I didn't even pour it out for my homies. It's still got all this juice. We actually have new Rocky t-shirts. If you look below the videos, we have a Christmas shirt with Rocky on it. Granny's going to have to get on a shirt if she could fit on a shirt. I don't think she can fit on a shirt. She's so big. But you can check those out. We have a That's Unfortunate shirt, too. I don't even have it yet. It's so new. I don't even have these shirts yet. Lupe want some?
Wait.
No, Lupe don't want none. Whoop! She wants some. Look at that. That's all. That's just the juice left. Here you go, girl. She is.
She squatted.
No, she squatted down to do it. She had to take a knee on this one. She took a knee for the RC Cola. That's all. That's all, girl. You're a good mini pig. Granny's like, I want to be in the shot. I want to end this shot.
Beautiful.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. What are we doing?
Could
What
you
are we
see my
doing?
crazy space on the camera?
Yes. What are we
Okay,
doing
great.
around here?
I don't
What
know.
are we doing?
I don't know.
We'll see you in the next one.
Look at the cheese.
Oh no.
No,
He had to get that in on us.